traveling from the tip of South America through Central America to the US on an electric motorcycle. Obviously, there's going to be some logistical things that need to be thought through beforehand.
It was quite an undertaking to get everything down there. Anybody who's ever packaged and tried to air transport lithium-ion cells will learn that that's not an easy accomplishment. We wanted to make sure we had people on the ground there and that there was engineering support so that when these pre-production motorcycles rolled out of crates, that they ran and we made good on our promise.
Oh my God, it's so great, isn't it?
We unveiled the bikes. They were like kids in a candy store or kids at Christmas time.
It's so nice to be working on something.
I think that's good. We were in Ushuaia. Oh yeah, first time. It's taken me about 3 weeks to be able to say Ushuaia properly.
And then you could see that they realized, well, shoot, now we've got to go the 14,000 miles in order to make this reality.
We'd only ridden them for about an hour and a half in total. And we were sort of sitting there thinking, crap, how long does it take to charge? And how far can we go?
What's the difference between charging it from a socket in the wall versus a fast charger? We're just figuring all this out as we go. It was a really steep learning curve. In the freezing cold, in the snow. That's where we started. It is the beginning of the adventure for us. We're not experts on electric vehicles. We don't know the ins and outs of how to make it work at the best. But we're going to learn.
Gloves, bulletproof trousers, bulletproof jacket.
The first couple of days, the cold weather was wreaking havoc. I mean, when it's snowing and bikes, that's not typical riding conditions.
As we started off with electric and trying to figure it all out and figure out the challenge, what we experienced and found out was really fascinating and that it can be done.
3 miles to go to the first stop that's on the grid, and then we can sit and I can try and get the feeling back in my toes, the cup of coffee.
The route that we took up into the Andes and up into Machu Picchu and then down into sort of through to Colombia, it's one of the most beautiful continents I think we've ever ridden in.
We had obstacles, we had a lot of crazy terrain, but there was also like a tremendous amount of beauty within the scenery, and the guys really became dialed in with the vehicles.
I think where the bikes were really tested was when we finally came from Chile into Bolivia. That corrugation was outrageous. We got on the bike and it was just like this. And I remember talking to you and on the radio and going, these bikes are just incredible. They just soaked up all that suspension. It was rough, but they really handled it incredibly well.
I think that it was a testimony to the ingenuity and the creativity that our teams have.
The whole company had to come together to create this moment in time, if you will, with Charlie and Ewan, and the bikes came through, and the story's fantastic.
For 4 months, we became Harley-Davidson test riders, It was a great job to have for a while. Harley-Davidson test rider. It was a beautiful bike to ride. It was a lovely experience.
You guys are going to come along with us next time.